Hi, Sally.
Hi, Sally.
Well, we wanted to take a few minutes to introduce everyone to our channel and tell you the story of how we started doing celebrity charts. Our origin story is we met washing our hands at the sink in a bathroom at the Northwest Astrology Conference a few years ago. And we got talking about astrology and just kind of hit it off.
Actually, you were stalking me in the bathroom. Doesn't that sound like a fortuitous meeting? But it ended up being fortuitous. So I was
It was.
glad you were focused and scoping out who was washing their hands at the sink.
The funny thing is, I had for so many years loved astrology and never had anybody to talk with about it. And I mean, at Norwalk, I was just like a kid in a candy store. Oh, there's a nice lady. I can talk with her about astrology. And so then I think I got your email too, didn't I, right away?
I can't remember exactly, but I do remember later on I think we had lunch together with some other women that ended up joining in the book group. But I just remember you were really focused, and you did say later, I think that you were in kind of a desert, an astrological desert, not really having friends or people nearby that you could share your interest with.
Oh, yeah, I was so thrilled to meet all of you because it's like we talk the same language.
Yeah, and you really got us going, Sally. I mean, I give you a lot of credit. And later we hooked up at the bookstore, and I'm sure it was probably your idea to read Demetra's book.
Yes, we all were looking at it. I think it had just been published, so it was like real prominently displayed at the Norwalk bookstore. And it was, oh gosh, like this thick.
It was very thick.
And we were all kind of like thinking, oh, can we take this on or not? And I think the kind of group came together and we encouraged each other. I thought we could do this if we do it together.
Exactly. I would not want to tackle that book without other people, urging me on.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, there was another lady at the bookstore there, our friend Amy, who I'd also met at that magical sink at Norwalk. And so she was interested. And then later our friends Lindsay and Penny joined us. And so we decided we would start into this great book. And you graciously invited us to your house. But do you remember how we all sat outside in the driveway?
I think you had a notion to start at the Void of Course
Well,
moon.
we said the moon was void of course, and so we said we are not going to start at 2 o'clock because the moon is void of course, and nothing will come of our group. And so we waited until like 2:10 or 2:15 and came into your house and started talking. So even then, we were kind of using the aspects to elect different things.
Well, you definitely kept us aware of that. And I do remember pretty much everybody who was there that, formulated our astrology book club group had some kind of Libra quality to them, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you're a Libra rising, I have Libra moon, Penny had, I believe, Libra moon as well. Lindsay, Libra rising, and Amy, I can't remember, but
I think Mercury Libra.
Mercury Libra.
Yeah, and so we
there
had
was
that connection.
Libra social friendly connection.
Yeah, and even though we were all different ages, different generations, that we all just clicked because we were talking about, this really great astrology book. But oh my gosh, it took us, was it 9 or 10 months to get through it?
Probably. And then now she has the second one
out. Yeah.
Which we both have purchased. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll be, interested in working with you on that.
Yeah, and then along the way, we realized that she was using the charts of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis and Pablo Picasso to demonstrate her points. And it was just such a great teaching tool. And so that kind of got us thinking about looking at other celebrity charts.
Well, and you and I, we do share kind of an interest in celebrities. And I know you've done some magazine articles for the astrological community regarding
Mhm.
certain celebrities. I remember reading your article on Princess Margaret.
Yes, around the time her story was on The Crown, I got really interested in her chart.
And we're Crown fans.
Yeah.
But you know, celebrities, I mean, it's just a great option to look at charts and be able to learn. You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of why I like them too. I admit I do read
I
TV
know it
magazine, but
combines, two things we love, so gossip and astrology. Well, and around that time, Harry and Meghan were in the news a lot. And so we looked at their charts and we thought, oh, he's Capricorn rising, she's Cancer rising. So that means when we were all looking ahead to the 2020 conjunction of Saturn and Pluto, and we thought, that should be an interesting time for them. And do you remember January of 2020, what happened with Harry and Meghan? That was
yes,
around the time everything.
right before COVID was really, I mean, it was out there apparently, but you know, the general world was not really aware of how,
Yeah.
what was going to happen for sure.
And that was the month that they decided to break from the royal family.
So we had a lot of attention on them until,
Yeah.
what hit the fan.
Right. By March, we were well into it. But, astrologers for years have looked ahead to that Saturn Pluto conjunction in Capricorn in January of 2020, thinking, I wonder what's going to happen. Little did we know. And Harry and Meghan, that if you look, everyone looks back in their own life, they probably see that something was impactful in their personal life as well as, going on in the global community. And Harry and Meghan were just like, because it happened in their first and seventh houses, which made it really loud in their chart. And they just had enough of what they were going through with the royal family and decided to strike out on their own. So that was really a dramatic example of seeing how aspects can play out in a celebrity chart. And so then also we had another talk about another well-known person, Bill Gates. And do you remember the outcome of that discussion when we looked at his chart?
Well, yes, I do. I think at least, we all know that Bill and Melinda are divorced, but I think it was really a shock to many people worldwide, but not to Sally, because I think at least a year or longer,
Yeah.
you had looked at Bill's chart. And of course, he's a very prominent individual. And so you were looking at, I think, that Scorpio energy. I can't remember his chart exactly. I think he's a Cancer.
Yeah, and he was
rising.
Cancer rising. And so the Saturn Pluto conjunction was in his seventh house, but also then Saturn was moving into his eighth house in Aquarius, squaring his Scorpio sun. And the eighth house, you think about the seventh house would be the breakup, but the eighth house would be working out all the financial details.
So you actually said, I think looking ahead, there's going to be a divorce. And we were like, really? And sure enough, I remember reading about it in the paper, and I think I called you right away and said, Sally, you were right. So that
I had to sit down. I was so surprised because I think right after I said, I think Bill Gates is going to get divorced, I saw a Netflix special about Bill and Melinda Gates and what a great team they were and how they did everything together. And I thought, well, my prediction was a swing and a miss, and kind of forgot about it till you called me and thought, oh my gosh.
Well, they both have a lot of Scorpio energy, right? And
I don't remember much about her chart.
I believe Melinda has a Scorpio moon, if I'm not mistaken. So, they were able to kind of keep it under wraps, and they did, and I guess continue to work together with their philanthropic interests and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
So,
it seems like they're having, as much as you can have it, a good divorce, as far as being able to agree on what's important and protecting their family and all of that. But anyway, at the end of our little videos, we're always going to make a prediction. I'm going to stay away from any more disaster predictions. I'm not doing, divorce or death or dismemberment. I'm not going to do any of that. We're going to make them just very positive, life affirming predictions.
well, sometimes I mean, negative events, we always kind of are sort of judgy about that. But in terms of the individual's evolution, sometimes these things that we judge as negative really actually are in the end maybe positive, at
That's
the
true.
soul
It could
level.
be that they'll each go on living their own lives in a more positive way because they aren't dealing with whatever was the conflict between them. So,
But
yeah.
I know what you mean, Sally. We're trying to keep this a little bit more upbeat. And anyway, that was an accurate call. And
Yeah, that surprised me because I was being just a little cocky, thinking, oh, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and so
I think I recall you saying though that you were like, okay, I don't mind being wrong either, and so you obviously had some specifics to back it up, and maybe a little bit of an intuitive
yeah.
ability. You're that Taurus moon individual, although you're very practical too. But anyway.
Well, so we, continue talking about celebrity charts, and we're now getting ready to dive into Demetra's second book with our friends. But one of them, Penny, is sadly not able to join us. She passed away in April. And so as we were talking about celebrity charts, you were the one who said, I think that we should put this on YouTube. Maybe people, I don't know, what were you thinking when you kind of proposed it?
Well, I don't know. I know that you've been, you're a voracious writer and book reviewer, and you've done some podcast interviews, and you're very intentional about listening to various programs on astrology. But I thought, let's do this together because we're kind of doing it anyway, and maybe this would be helpful for especially newbie astrology people, because again, I find it a really good learning tool to be able to look at, especially celebrity charts, because we have access to that, right?
Yeah,
So,
and we know
and then our friend Penny, I thought our friend Penny might be guiding us too, from the other side. Woo woo.
Yeah, Sally and I have a little bit different philosophy. I was just like, okay, Penny's gone. And you were more like, no, I think Penny's still here with us. And so, I was thinking, oh, but Sally, it's so nice what you think that she would be guiding us because she was such a great cheerleader for all of us.
And she had a background in TV work. She was kind of one of the pioneering women that were hired in the late 60s, early 70s, where they made a real big hiring push for people. And so she was always very good technologically. And I thought, well, this is kind of this, Penny would be supportive of this.
Yeah, and when you suggested, well, maybe Penny's still with us and she's encouraging us on, I was like, okay, Sally, that's a nice idea. And then I glanced at the first chart we chose to talk about, just kind of randomly, Naomi Judd. And I noticed Naomi Judd was born on January 11th, which was Penny's birthday. So
synchronicity.
So yeah, I think bit by bit, I'm becoming a little bit more of a believer. But in any case, we just thank our dear friend Penny for all the encouragement that she gave us. And we dedicate every single episode we do of our YouTube videos to Penny. So anyway, Sally, we are ready to get going with more celebrities, right?
Right.
And so we just invite everybody to join us, comment, let us know what you think. And we hope to put up a video every month, I think is our goal in the beginning. And we'll kind of take it from there. So just thanks everybody for tuning in. Bye, Sally.
Bye, Sally.